Greetings, fellow mayors. This is Captain Obvious. In this episode, we are going to embark on an exciting project to create a stunning and lucrative marina beachfront. All right, let's go ahead and lower the terrain here because I want to add some ferries and fishing. In the previous episode, we had an issue where the boat and ocean hotels were sinking, and all we needed to do was to deactivate Anarchy mod. Okay, so in this version of this marina, we have them kind of coming in on a different road. So it's like ligaments or extensions instead of like a straight road ahead. So for this one, we are going to try our best to put them or put the marinas on a straight road going in this direction. So let's start it off from here and let's add in the boat hotel. While I was recording this over the weekend, the release date for Cities Skylines 2 trailer was announced for October 24th, and I have already pre-ordered the Ultimate Bundle, which I believe is worth it. It seems that all commonly used mods from Cities Skylines 1 will be available in Cities Skylines 2, which will ensure that everyone is playing on the same level. However, I don't think that they will open Cities Skylines 2 to the modding community until at least mid next year or thereabouts. Okay, so we have our kind of setup here, and now I'm going to add our shellfish fishing on this side, since this one is mostly shellfish. And again, we're doing this to get some activity, things moving around and not just stagnant boats. Okay, then on the opposite end, I am going to add in our ferry line or a ferry stop. Well, I have to point out that these like perfect blocks where there are no breaks, like for example, this has breaks simply because it's on at an angle, but doing this was extremely difficult. I had to be very, very patient. All right, so we have this, and now we simply need to connect it to the main road, and I'm going to be using a special type of road so that we could have a bridge. Okay, we have our peninsula all set up. All we need to do now is just to fill in the gaps. But first, let's go ahead and take a look at our boat hotels. And of course, the nature location is pacified. All we need now is a sightseeing structure and shopping. So I'm going to go ahead and add in this sidewalk restaurant right over here. So as an example, you can see it filled it up right away, and it filled them both. Right, which is ideal. On this side, we could do the same exact thing, but first, let's go ahead and start zoning in. So I'm going to create my zone, and we are going to determine what type will be constructed in this area. So for our commercial, I am going to go for the tourism specialization. And then, so that is basically the same type on this side. So let's go ahead and zone that in. So as everything starts to fill in, let's go ahead and activate this fishing so that we have some other type of activity. So I'm just going to build this out. So we have one fishing on this side, and I'm going to add another on this side. I may have to redo things. So since we're flooding a little, I'm going to go ahead and continue the rest, because I want to be able to zone on this side of the road as well. So let's go ahead and extend this. Okay, so everything is looking good so far. Except, oh, well, let's go ahead and check. Okay, that is pacified. This is good. This requires the sightseeing. And so I zoned this area. However, you cannot zone this, which is part of this boat hotel. And if you try to add in any parks and whatnot, like for example this, it just won't cut it. We could find something smaller. Yeah, so it still won't work. If you have mods, of course that will work. So if I try to put it in, you can see it allows it, but I'm gonna try to accommodate this as if it was vanilla, where you can't. There is one building that does allow to place in here, which is really cool. The beach volleyball court. So I don't know if this will work in console, so you're gonna have to try it out. So I'm gonna put this right here. I'm gonna put one on each side, so at least it looks like it's filled in. So we're gonna put one on each boat hotel. So this side, I'm gonna put one here, and last one there. So that means we don't necessarily need this, but nevertheless, we'll just keep it there. So if we check, our boat hotel is maximized, and let's go ahead and up the price. And there we go. We have a very profitable area right here. We have some shenanigans here where they're crossing. So let's go ahead and make this into a one direction. So you notice I didn't change the road type. They are just the same type here. I didn't make it to 4 lanes or whatnot. That is because I can't upgrade the roads on the boat hotel itself. So, and I want to keep it looking the same, so that's why I chose to use this. It seems like there's like a tiny hiccup here, so you can see some of the cars pauses for some reason. There you go. I think it's due to this road, so I'm gonna remove it, and that should remedy that. Okay, looks pretty smooth, and we're just gonna let it fill in. So for this side, let me go ahead and activate this. So now we at least have one activity in the water, right? So it's not as dull. I may have to adjust it in the future, but for now I just wanted to operate. Okay, what is missing here is a transportation system. I can add in subways, but we don't do that. I know that I have a bus network already in place, so I'm just gonna drag and add a new one. Okay, so we got one here, and I'm gonna drag it on this side. So that's light blue, and I know there is at least one more. So this is a different one because it doesn't highlight this route. So I'm just gonna take this, drag it, and I'm gonna put it on this side. Okay. Now, you're gonna see this thing happening, right? So I'm going to upgrade this road to a 3-lane and with 1 lane with bus. Okay, there we go. That should be good. And here we could like add in a park or a service building. I'm gonna go for a police department, and we are gonna go use the one from the African miniature, right? Because we have some palms here, or coconut trees. So I'm gonna also go ahead and decorate around it. All right, so majority of the things are filling in. We are having some issues. There's no transportation issues, but we do have a not enough customers issue. Before we fix this, let's go ahead and take a closer look at the type of zoning that I chose. So this is tourism specialization. This is from the After Dark DLC, and they have a nighttime building structure. So, and they're mostly for like the waterfronts. So this is a hotel, and they got really neat buildings, right? Which is appropriate for the front. This doesn't look like it should be here. I'm gonna have them respawn into something else. This works, right? It's really nice. And then you got a club over here. Got another hotel, bulky gold beach. And then we have our police station, which actually fits in this area. And we got more things. This is the outdoor gym, flex gym right there. Right, looks really neat. And here's our volleyball court that we just added. You don't see that often. We got outside pool. This is a really neat zone type. And then we got this building. Honestly, I've not seen this structure before. I've used this zone type, but I've never seen this. I think this is new and it was not announced. Yeah, this building is absolutely great, right? This is a little redundant, so let's go ahead and like remove both. Yeah, this one, I really don't like this building, but it's only one structure, so I'm gonna leave it in. Okay, so you can see that there's a lot of these things starting to pop up, simply because we don't have any residential nearby, and this is why I did not zone this immediately. So let's go ahead and add some residential. And the residential type that we're gonna choose is the self-sufficient buildings. Put that in, and I'm just gonna let it zone and build on its own. And we also need like another structure here, so let's go ahead and choose a unique building. Okay, and on this side we can continue to zone or add in a park or whatnot. What we definitely need is a parking lot. Okay, and then we could like pick out what building that we want to construct. So I'm going to make things historical as they grow. Okay, so you notice I did not delete anything. I'm just gonna let it settle itself, right? So this should help kind of reduce all of this demands. So there you go, it's resolving itself. Let's add a park on this side. Okay, so we kind of resolved the not enough customers, so this is the last guy left complaining. These things will eventually level up, but we're just gonna keep it as is. And let's take a look at it from like, you know, top view. All right, that looks good. We have some water activity here. We have this thing, the ferry stop. I haven't activated it yet, but it is there. Looks good from the inside. Right, this structure is perfect for it. Okay, let's go ahead and add a ferry. We need a starting point, and we need stop. So we have one here, and since we have this station here, I'm going to add another ferry stop here. Of course, we need another ferry stop here. We don't want any traffic going because of all of these cruise ships, so I'm gonna put a ferry stop on this side. And of course, all we need now is a ferry depot. You can put it anywhere, so I'm just gonna plop it right here. Okay, so we have everything connected, and now we just need to create our ferry stop. So the first one will be here, and then of course going into this thing and that thing, and this will of course continue on. I just want to, at least get it started. So these will of course cross, but that's all right. The first time they all do their route. You know what, let's go ahead and change the type. So we got a lot of new ferries. I'm gonna go for this one. Yeah, that's not safe, but yeah, that's only gonna be a one-time thing. Okay, so I think we have a pretty pimped up peninsula. We got some activity in the water, right? Looking good, and even in between, right? Absolutely fantastic. All right, let's check the efficiency of our transportation. So we have a bus. I'm using the minibus, 20 passenger capacity, and that's a lot of people. All right, let's change that. Let's use the double-decker bus. Let's change the color. So I know that there are two types or two buses. Let's wait for the one that goes here. So this is another minibus. Let's check the capacity. It's not actually half bad. It's only 70. Let's go ahead and change it to the other type of double-decker bus. Okay, so now we're gonna work on this side, and this is rather thin, and to have space for this, and it really seems like you should have on both sides. If you only had on one side and the other side is empty, it will seem a little plain. So therefore, what I'm gonna do is I am going to delete this peninsula completely, and then from here we're going to extend this so it will look like this. So it's going to be coming out in this direction. So I think it's a pretty good pattern where you have the ocean hotels here, boat hotels here, then the ocean hotels over here. By the way, don't think of these as hotels. Think of them as a marina. All right, let's go ahead and do that terraforming, remove this, and start extending these areas. Okay, so the way I extend this, so if you imagine this, it's gonna go here, and then I'm going to pull it out on this direction, and then I'm simply going to plop in the boat hotel and try to align it so that it's straight. Okay, it's a little jank, but it will do. So I'm gonna do the same exact thing on this side. So first we extend, and we have about like a space for a road. Extend this on this side, and then plop down the boat hotel. There we go. And then here is going to be a little different since I'm gonna be using the ocean hotel. So the ocean hotel is a little more extended. So yeah, it's different on how you're gonna connect it. So I'm just going to extend this just by one, and then this should be able to connect. There you go. That was very, very easy. And then here, do the same thing, extend. Okay, let's just do some terraforming and make sure that they meet the requirements that they need in order for this to be profitable. So the zone type of this, we will need some commercial that also goes with this one. Commercial and a sightseeing area. And again, the volleyball should more than suffice. Right, we have a volleyball each and it already maximized its requirement. This one requires something more, and we also need a commercial here, so all of these residentials will have to go. So what I will do is I'm going to extend this to this side. Oh, it's already extended. All right, all I need to do is like D-zone and create them into commercial then. Okay, let's check out the stats of each one. So this is fully pacified. We can maximize the pricing. This one still needs a sightseeing for some reason, and we also need some more commercial, while this just needs sightseeing. Okay, so let's go ahead and provide a sightseeing or a park. I'm just going to connect this together. I might even be able to connect it that way. Okay, so I added in these two buildings. This is from the Seaside Resorts content creator pack, and yeah, I think it looks okay having it there. Okay, so this is pacified. Let's go ahead and maximize this. Oh, this is also good. All right, it's all, now we just need to clean up the area. And there we have it, another successful, profitable, trafficless, and no issues city expansion in Hilly Strait City. This is Captain Obvious. Thank you for watching and for choosing to fly with Obvious Airlines. Have a great day, and I will see you in the next flight.